Oh boy, 2022 has been a crazy year. We skyrocketed home prices in the spring, and things have changed quite a bit lately, but nothing has changed about North Idaho. Still an amazing, beautiful place to live. We're going to go through what happened in 2022 with us as a team, but then also, is this still a good place to move right now? Is it a good time to buy in North Idaho? If you're interested in what we know from the boots on the ground, stay tuned. What's happening, everybody? I'm Connor Hammonds with the Living CDA Realty Group at EXP. We got Ben Greenslit, Cody Byerly. We do videos like this all year round on what it's like to live, work, and play here in beautiful North Idaho. And we love helping you when you're making your move up here. But we can't do that unless you reach out. So make sure you call, text, email us if you want to get some more knowledge about what it's like to live here. If you want us to do virtual tours, in-person tours, if you're coming up here to visit. We got your back and moving to North Idaho. And also don't forget to click that little bell and hit the subscribe button because we do videos like this. And if you want to keep learning as we do more this year, which we're going to be doing quite a bit more in 2023, it'll get you updated whenever we pop something new on YouTube. So we appreciate it. We're going to jump right into it. We haven't done a market snapshot in a while. It's been a crazy fall through the holiday season. Thought we should kind of recap what happened in 2022 and then give you some knowledge about what we're seeing, boots on the ground, working with buyers in our area, just so you have a better idea of what's going on. So, number one, we got to thank you. We've had an amazing year as a team. This past year, we were able to help 90 people buy or sell homes in North Idaho, many of them from you coming into the area and relocating with your families or whatnot and reaching out to us and us being able to help you. So wanted to thank you, and hopefully we've done a great job, and we get lots of referrals as well. And so thank you. We love helping you out. That's what we do. We're passionate about it. So I don't know, recap a little bit how the year went for you guys and what you've been seeing with buyers and sellers recently. I don't know, I'll kick it off to you, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, year-wise, we started off super strong. Market was still hot. As we got into summer, things actually kind of just slowed down as summer came in, which is kind of not the norm. And then as we reached fall and winter, we slowed down even more. So when you're looking at, I'll start a little bit on like home prices. So for December, we were up 14.6%. We're at 550 for median, which is more than last year. However, if you're looking at like where we were in the spring compared to now, things have definitely changed. And a lot of that, I think personally, is due to inventory.
Yeah. We certainly peaked out. That was kind of the top of the market was last spring, probably, I don't know, into April, May, as far as prices went. Yeah. And I think, there's a lot of reasons for the prices going down. The obvious one being interest rates, went up about that time, and then steadily kept going through the end of the year. So obviously when something like that happens, we'll see a decrease in price.
Yeah, everyone knows it. It's not a local thing. It's a national thing. Rates went up from, I think it was February, March, we were in the high 2s, low 3s, mid 3s, and we snapped up to 7% in the summer. And we did a roundtable update with our lender John DeLuca when that was kind of happening, and it was just an unknown, uncharted territory for us for the past 8 years. I don't think it had ever been above 5.5%, and so a lot of things had to happen. Prices had to readjust. They've been corrected now. It's definitely snapped back. We've worked with a lot of buyers that have realized that the leverage has shifted because you can't have it both ways. Back in the day, last 3 years, we were hunting for houses for people moving into the area, and you were just overpaying, not overpaying, but you had to go over asking price in that market. Interest rates were so low, there were so many buyers flooding that it was just raising prices super quickly. And once that jump happened so drastically, something had to happen, which it has. So even though the median home price for this December year over year from 2021 is up 14.6%, like Cody is saying, from May, I would say, if you look from June till now, it's definitely gone back quite a bit, especially just looking at personal listings and what we've gotten under contract, I would say it's easily come back 15%. Since then. I guess I don't know, Ben, you want to take the second number of homes sold for the whole year? Honest from.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So the homes sold last year have gone down 2,557 units. And a lot of that has to do with the last, couple of years. There's been very little inventory. But, I mean, I guess this year specifically, once we hit that peak and interest rates went up, there was less activity going on.
Yep.
And so
people kind of started jumping off to the side.
Yeah, and it's funny because historically, I mean, in the sixes, it has never been an interest rate to run from.
Yeah.
But the fact that it happened so quickly, you jump from 2.93, up to 6.5, 7, that fast, took some people out of the game, or it scared some people, and but bringing it back to now, as far as, shifting it from a seller's market, it really is. I mean, interest rates are higher, but what does DeLuca always say? Marry the house, date the rate. It'd be interesting to have him in here and projections of what rates will do. But right now really is a good time in this area to be a buyer. For the first time in 3 years, you have leverage on price. You're not getting beat out with competition. People coming in with 50 to 100 grand over asking price with no inspections. I mean, just insanity for the last couple of years. So it really has leveled the playing field. And if you're an investor, if you have cash, I mean, now is a really good time to take advantage of some lower prices for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I think it's always a supply demand thing, and the demand has been lower for the last 5 months, and home prices are reflecting that. They're coming down, and it's a real life scenario. I mean, I've had clients where if you take a snapshot last year during this time, looking at a $500,000 house, we would have to we'd have escalating clauses that might end up purchasing that house at $600,000. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at and even though rates were at 3.5 at that point, you're buying a $500,000 listed house for $600,000. And now if you have a buyer looking at that $500,000 house, there's a very good chance you could get that home for $425,000, $450,000, depending on motivation of the seller. But we've been getting clients under contract for quite a bit under asking price, doing inspections, being able to negotiate items within the inspection period, which a lot of times a year ago, you're waiving, not necessarily waiving inspections, but you're having them, but really not asking for anything because you had no leverage. So like Ben said, just to reiterate, from a buyer's perspective, it's a very good time compared to a year or two ago because the whole thing has shifted.
Yeah. And to hammer that home, I mean, when I'm working with buyers right now, we're really attacking purchase prices. I mean, we're really going strong after those. And I think too, where you look at like options from lenders, one thing that's popular right now is a 5-year adjustable ARM option, which gets you a lower rate temporarily, and then you refinance when rates hopefully come back down. So again, the marry the house, date the rate philosophy. But I think there's opportunities out there right now that hasn't been there for the last couple of years for buyers that I don't think if you're seriously considering you'd want to miss out on, because it could flip any minute and things could change again, and then you're stuck with no leverage as a buyer.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what is better for you as a buyer, to get a house with a 30-year mortgage at $650 with a 3%, or $500 at 6%, and then refi down to like a 4%, next year? I mean, you're going to save a lot of money in that period. But people are just kind of looking at their monthly payments, which is understandable, but just know that, you have options coming up, but just to get a lower price on the house, in the long run benefits you.
Yeah. And we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think what we're very confident in is the value of North Idaho. There's a reason that you watch the videos. There's a reason that many people have moved up here, not even just in the last 3-4 years, but since I was growing up. It's a beautiful place to live. It's still a small town feel. You have 4 seasons. You have endless amounts of things to do outside in terms of hiking, biking, skiing, water sports. And so I don't think the fact that people will be finding it and wanting to live in a place like this will slow down necessarily. I think there's just a window of time right now where the market is unsure, and the whole economic market is unsure. But there will be a point, and we don't know, we don't have a crystal ball, but there will be a point where people that watch the videos that are been looking for online for a long time are going to all jump back in the pool again, and start this frenzy of activity, tipping the scales again to a seller's market, where we don't know when that is. But I think right now, I'm feeling that buyers are starting to realize it might be a good time to jump in, just because the activity we've seen after the new year. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's less competition right now. I mean, come spring, again, we don't have a crystal ball, but my prediction is that we'll have a lot more activity on the buyer side come spring.
Yeah, and I've even seen it on a few of our listings that we have currently, that were just really slow, not much traffic through October through December. And then we've just got an influx of showings here after the new year. And who knows if it's just waiting for the holidays to get over, or if it's the fact that people are starting to think it might be a good time to jump in again. Rates have kind of been stagnant at the same level for a couple months now. And I don't think they're going to be going down anytime soon.
They're going to be going up much either.
I don't think so either. They're supposed to stay pretty
level this year.
Pretty level.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, we just want to reiterate, we love helping you guys out and answering questions. Pick up the phone, give us a call, because we'd be happy to at least have an hour, call with you, a Zoom, if you want to just ask more questions about what we're seeing, get into your specific wants and needs and what you're looking to do, whether it's relocate a family or retire up here in North Idaho. We do this all year round. We do it for full time, and we love and know North Idaho. So we want to share that with you, where to go, but you got to reach out. So again, thanks for watching. We'll be doing some more vlog videos of neighborhoods and other things coming up in 2023 to keep you informed of what's going on in North Idaho. But until then, see you later, guys.